All right, guys, we got a '05 Lexus ES300. This is a should be a 3.0 liter right here, 3.0 V6 24 valve VVTi engine here, running lean. I told the customer check your vacuum, and we've discovered broken pipes. These duct pipes are broken. He put some tape around it, but that tape is not going to help because it's a big crack down there, and most likely the back one is cracked also. So we got new 2 duct pipes, DUCT, that's what it's called, air intake hoses. This is the front one, this one right here, and the one in the rear is this one. Part number, doorman for the front, part number, doorman. It's different parts. So what we're gonna do is, so also clean out your MAF sensor or replace your MAF sensor. And when it's running lean on both banks, so most likely it's due to the intake leakage there, and it's a large leak too. You know, all this air is now monitored by the sensor. And he said he probably took the clamps off this one, so this is the one for the rear. He told me to use the old clamps because it's original stuff. So that's what we're doing here today. So we got the part numbers on the boxes, and there you have it. So we're gonna take the boxes, keep them in order. So this is for the front, and I'm gonna put the bottom on the floor, and I'm gonna keep this one over here, and I'm gonna keep that one over there. So to remove this, go easy on everything. Let's take off this vacuum pipe. Let's take off this vacuum pipe. It came out so quick. We're gonna remove this whole thing out of the way. So I want to pull this vacuum lines, the one that has, make sure you mark them. If this one already got marking like a yellow dot, that's where it goes. So I am gonna disconnect this MAF sensor here. So if you have your key on, you're probably gonna get a check engine code because of that. Don't try to take these off, they never come off. So let's try to take off this vacuum line here. Let's remove this clamp here and kind of play with that. I'm gonna get a needle nose and pull that off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of yank that off, and it's gonna be hard to see, but don't squeeze it too hard. That sensor is plastic. So I'm gonna be able to catch right at the tip of it, and this guy should kind of slip right off. And now I'm gonna go get 10mm. I'm gonna remove this, loosen this bolt, and loosen this, and loosen this, and I'm gonna loosen this, and I'm gonna take off everything in order. Okay, so 10mm here. Usually these will be broken off or they snap off, and that guy's loose. Let's loosen this. Working with one hand, I might put the camera away for a little bit and work with both hands. And here it is. This guy comes off. Make sure no dust or anything get on that MAF sensor. MAF. Let's take this filter. We did change the filter a few days ago. We're gonna put that to the side. And we also gotta take off this little guy right here. But meanwhile, as we go along, we're gonna take this off. Customer doesn't want the old clamps, so this guy should come off just like that. I do want to keep everything in order for now. Same way, this is the front and this is the rear, and that stays there. I don't want nothing moving. We're gonna take this guy off right here. Just move it to the side. Next, I'm gonna move this pipe off. The clamp might not come off, but there you go. Pipe will just slip right off. To put it back in, I am gonna have to squeeze the clamp. Next, I'll loosen this up. Let's see if this alone comes off. Yep. If there's anything else attached, I might have to remove. I do not want to take off this pipe here, this box here. I can do so, but do I want to? Okay, something is holding on to this. Okay, this little guy is bothering here on this side. So, and I think that was the reason why everything was held in place. Okay, exhaust is hot. I do not want to put this on exhaust. That sits there. So we're down to this last little piece here. So let's see if I can reach this from some kind of angle. That's that. And there we have it. Bada bing, bada boom. So this thing was not cracked, but is ready to go. because it's hard, really hard. So I do need to, this was facing that way, let's keep it the same way. We're gonna take these clamps and transfer it to the new pieces. While this is open, it'd be a good idea to clean that throttle. Loosen this up a little bit more so I could take this clamp off. And I am gonna put this clamp onto this little guy here. Okay, so if this goes in like that, I want to face my clamp the opposite way this time. Okay, and this one, it should come off. Let me loosen it a little bit more. Alright, and this clamp, I'm going to keep it the same direction. So I'm going to tighten it up just a tiny bit so it doesn't fall off. Same thing in the bottom. Alright, so that's back together. I do want to clean that throttle a little bit because he is having some type of issue with his response on the throttle. So pretty much I'm going to go in there, kind of clean this throttle off. You can kind of jam it a little bit, and you don't want to go crazy with it. Just get all that crazy gunk off it. And it might start kind of stupid on the first startup, but that's fine. Okay, and just the tip off it should work pretty good. And that's it. It's nice and clean in there. That's all I need to do. Next, I am gonna spray some WD-40 right over here because I want my pipe to go in nice and smooth. I'm gonna wipe my hands down a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in just like that. Okay, and this guy goes, so it's kind of like angled up, so this flat surface is in the bottom. And that's it. All right, I'm gonna have to, clamp is too tight. Okay, problem. We're gonna have to switch up. The clamp has to stay the same way, okay? Because it's gonna hit this portion of the throttle. So this guy's gotta go back to its original spot. Alright, there you go, perfect. Alright, now do not tighten anything because you might have to kind of move it around like that, so we're not going to tighten anything right now. Next piece is the big piece here, but what I want to do is I want to throw some WD-40 here too, just a tiny amount, like a drop. Just submerge it all around so your pipe can go on easy. Don't put too much because you don't want nothing going inside. So this little guy was in this direction, okay? So make sure you capture the same direction. So I'm gonna put this pipe in later at the end. You might not see me do that because it's gonna kind of give me trouble. Okay, the clamp went down. Let's bring it up. There you go. So we're still not gonna tighten nothing. I'm gonna tighten these clamps at the end, very end, because I might have to kind of do this and get this pipe in. Okay, I'll do that at the end. Okay, do not leave that loose. Okay, you know what, let me do it right now, but I'm gonna have to kind of put the camera away. Okay, never mind, it's going on. Put some WD-40 on this too and it should stick in. Push this. Okay, I got an extra help here. No, leave it. Yeah, I'll do it later because I'm gonna have to do that off the camera. One hand here, one on the clamp, and this thing's gonna be kind of firmly placed in its spot. So we don't want nothing falling apart, but let's just keep it going. Next step, let's put this filter in, same direction. Remember, one side is like a squared out. All right, so far looking good. We're gonna pull these vacuum lines kind of up. I'm gonna put my impact there, and we're gonna have to do this. Okay, we forgot to put this pipe in. All right, let's get this pipe in. Step is okay. Now I had to reverse the pieces because the piece I said that goes in the back is actually the piece that goes in the front. So I switched it around and I got the clamps on this one. And make sure these clamps are not tight yet, okay? Tighten them at the end. I even got this pipe in. So a little bit more WD-40 here. And I'm gonna remove this filter, okay? And like I said, while you're at it, do whatever you can, especially the throttle. So this guy goes in next, just like that. And should be very simple to get in if you put some WD-40 on this. Perfect. Next, we're gonna pull a little bit on this. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish out this job, and then I'm gonna show you once everything is done, because my battery on the camera is at minimum. Now once I'm finished, make sure you connect this, make sure you connect the pipe, the little connector there. Make sure you connect the 2 vacuum lines, this vacuum line and the vacuum line I got sitting down there. And then we're done, okay? Make sure you put the filter housing clipping down in here. I'm not gonna put the filter in yet till I get this housing in first. And make sure you clamp this guy in, and this one right here, it goes into this hook here. And at the end, once everything is done, if you need to maneuver these around, you can. And then you lock up all 4 clamps. Okay, so I finished up the job. Everything is in place. Make sure this pipe is in. Make sure these 2 hooks for the intake is in. This pipe is in, the connector's in. You will hit click on these. And all I want to do now is I want to lock up all the tubings. Just nice and gentle. You don't have to go crazy. If you go crazy, your clamp will break and your pipe probably will rip. That's that. And that's that. Okay, so just make sure it's flush here, flush to this, and same thing in the back. Nothing is out because it will leak vacuum. So I need to put these vacuum lines in. These 2 hooks are in the back. You're gonna have to kind of slip it in. Got the filter down there, you can see, and these gotta get locked in, and this one right here. And after this, if you have check engine, make sure you reset it, let the car run for 20 minutes because we cleaned the throttle. Remember, simple little cleaning. Now it's time for me to put the tubings in. These gotta go in order, okay? Come on up. So this, the one without the marking goes in the bottom. You can even use a needle nose to kind of get in there and get that in. This guy goes in right here. This goes here. So this little guy is gonna go into this, and this little pipe is gonna connect here. If these are kind of falling off, just put a small tap of silicone on these and they will hold in place. Even strap tie here will work. I will do that in a moment. But this solenoid goes down to the mount. It can lose vacuum here. But anyways, thank you for watching my video. Make sure you reset the light and let the car run for 20 minutes and then do another reset and then drive for about 90 miles. If the check engine light doesn't come back for the lean codes, you're all set and you can inspect the vehicle. Thank you for watching my video.